The Sign of Four is written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who created the character of Sherlock Holmes. The Sign of Four is the second novel of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, in which Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson solve the mystery of the hidden treasure and murder. It is detective novel. Its plot is complex. The story begins with Holmes and Dr. Watson engaged in a discussion. Mary Mostyn, a young woman who desires to take advice from Holmes, visits at their place. Mary discloses two mysterious facts. One, her father, Captain Mostyn, disappeared 10 years ago when he had been on holiday to London. Miss Mary Mostyn's mother was dead, so she was placed in boarding establishment at Edinburgh. Her father, senior officer of an Indian regiment, obtained 12 months' leave and asked her to meet him at Langham Hotel in London on 3rd December 1878. But he disappeared before doing so. She waited all day without any news of him in hotel. She communicated with the police and also advertised in all the papers. But from that day to this day, she has never heard a word of her father. Holmes asked her about her father's friends. She informed Holmes that Major Sholto was the only friend of her father who lived at Upper Norwood. Mary disclosed another fact that since 6 years ago, on 4th of May 1882, an advertisement appeared in Times by unknown person asking for the address of Miss Mary and stating that it would be to her advantage to come forward. By the advice of her governess, Mrs. Cecil Forrester, she published her address in the advertisement column. Since then, every year on same date, she has been receiving a large and shining pearl in mail. However, this year she has received a letter with instruction to go to Lyceum Theatre tonight at 7 o'clock. If she is distressful, she can bring two friends, as some injustice has been done to her. Also, warning of not to bring police. She requests Holmes and Watson to accompany her, and they agreed. Watson and Mary are attracted to one another. Holmes goes out to do some research for the case. After returning from his investigations, Holmes tells Watson that he had found on consulting the back files of the Times that Major Sholto died on 28th of April. He believes that the death of Major Sholto, Mary's father's only friend in London, has something to do with the mysterious pearls she has been receiving every year. Holmes believes that Sholto's heir knows that Mary has been wronged in some way, and maybe they wants to make things right with her. On the evening of the same day, Mary arrives at Baker Street's muffled in a dark cloak. Both Holmes and Watson accompany her to meet the mysterious letter writer. Mary gave Holmes a paper she had found in her father's pocketbook, which she hadn't been able to understand. but thinks that the paper might be relevant to the case in some way. After examining the paper, Holmes safely puts it away. When they arrived at Lyceum Theatre, they are approached by a person who asks them whether any of them are police officers. They all deny. Then that person took them away in dark carriage through working class neighborhood. They finally reach a strange dimly lit house where they are escorted inside by an Indian servant. At the house, they meet an strange, weird gentleman named Thaddeus Sholto, the son of Major Sholto. Major Sholto was friend of Mary Mostyn's father. He reveals that not only Mary's father has died, but also she is partial heir to a great hidden treasure. Thaddeus also mentions that his own father always lived in a fear of men with wooden legs and any time he may attack him. On his deathbed, Thaddeus' father revealed the existence of a hidden treasure, but before he could disclose the location of the treasure, he saw the face of bearded man appeared in the window and suffered a heart attack that killed him. The next morning, a note that read sign of 4 was found on the body. However, after searching for years for the treasure, Thaddeus' brother Bartholomew discovered the treasure in the attic of family house. On his deathbed, Major Sholto made the brothers to swear that they would share the treasure with Mary Mostyn. Thaddeus asked Mary and her companions to head with him to the family estate to divide the treasure. When they reached family estate, the tenant's housekeeper informed them that Bartholomew hadn't come out of his locked room the entire day. As Holmes and Watson looked through the keyhole, they see Bartholomew's still face grinning at them. They break in and find a poisoned thorn stuck in Bartholomew's neck, confirming that he is dead. Holmes investigates the scene and finds out that the crime was committed by two people, one of whom had a wooden leg and other was an especially interesting individual. He also finds that while escaping, the wooden legged man stepped in creosote. Creosote means brown liquid used for protecting wood. And it also becomes an obvious that murderers have stolen the Agra treasure. He then borrows a dog named Toby to follow the scent, which leads them to the edge of River Thames, where it is clear that two criminals hired a boat. In order to trace the boat, Holmes hires a gang of street urchins. Street urchins are young and naughty street boys to search boat. But when these urchins fail in searching the boat, Holmes, in disguise, that is, changed his appearance and makes a search himself and discovers that boat name Aurora has been hired by the criminals. Later that night, Holmes, along with Watson and several police officers, pursue the Aurora on a police boat. On overtaking the Aurora, they find the wooden legged man and small pygmy native from Andaman Island. The small man tries to shoot a dart at Holmes with the blowpipe, but instead, Holmes and Watson shoot him down. The Aurora gets stuck and unable to move due to shallowness of the water, and the wooden legged man is then captured and taken to Baker Street along with the iron box found on the boat. The wooden legged man, whose name is Jonathan Small, begins to narrate the story of Agra treasure. It begins back when he was stationed as fortress gatekeeper in India. The story is in flashback. He was in charge of two men, Mohammed Singh and Abdullah Khan, who forced him to steal the treasure that was going to be brought by a servant of an Indian prince. It was decided that those Akbar would bring servant of prince to the fortress. Jonathan Small agreed to help them, and together they formed the sign of four. Those Akbar brought Prince Servan under the disguise of merchant to the fortress. Small blocked his escape, and the three other men killed him. Though the four men hid the treasure, they were arrested soon after for murdering the merchant. In order to serve his punishment, Small was taken to the penal colony on Andaman Islands, where he managed to make a friend, Tonga, from native island. He bribed two guards, Major Sholto and Captain Mostyn, to help him to escape in return for a part of the treasure. It was decided that Major Sholto would go to Agra and verify the existence of treasure, and in return send a boat to pick up Small and Six. But Sholto double crossed both Mostyn and Small and stored the treasure for himself. Small vowed to take revenge. He escaped from the island with Tonga. After many years, Small had tracked down Sholto in London. It was news of Small's escape from prison that shocked Sholto into his fatal illness. Small found Sholto on his deathbed. After Sholto died, Small attached the note on Sholto's body as a reference of himself and his three Sikh companions. He and Tonga went to Sholto's family estate where they stole the treasure after Tonga murdered Bartholomew. Small also reveals that while he was being pursued by police boat, he threw the treasure content in iron box into the Thames. Small is taken to prison. Agra treasure brought nothing but bad luck to everyone who tried to store it. At the end, no one got Agra treasure, while Dr. Watson falls in love with Mary Mostyn, proposes to her.